Okay, so let's try this. This week on Shake Them Ropes, I'm going to start with some audio that Rob recorded as he convalesces from his minor surgery. He'll be back next week. And then Paul Fontaine and myself break down our predictions for this year's Royal Rumble. Enjoy Shake Them Ropes.
Hello, everybody. Rob here. Special interruption, a special run in here on Shake Them Ropes as we talk about the Royal Rumble. I'm sure Jeff and Guest have been talking about the Royal Rumble in the week that was in professional wrestling, but here it is Rob's picks for the Royal Rumble 2026 because the Royal Rumble is by far, I would say, my favorite pay-per-view of every year, or PLE, Premium Live Event now. Every single year above WrestleMania, above SummerSlam, above any type of War Games match, above Money in the Bank. It's the Royal Rumble. And it kicks off a very exciting time in WWE and for wrestling fans. I mean, look at the last few weeks. We just had Tommaso Ciampa show up on AEW. We have questions about AJ Styles, questions about Chris Jericho. We have New Japan members leaving. We have AEW guys coming into WWE, WWE to AEW, TNA. Starting on AMC. So there is a lot of movement roster-wise, a lot of transactions. And in the world of sports, the transaction has almost become that much more exciting or as exciting as the actual performances, if you will. Basketball trade deadline, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Where is he going to go? The talk's not on the games right now. The talk is what's LeBron going to do next year? What's Giannis going to do? It's kind of like that going into the Royal Rumble is who's going to show up? What transaction are we going to see? So let's talk about the Royal Rumble a little bit. Let's start with the men's Royal Rumble match because it is the main event. It is one where we talked about this last week on the show. We have a few different possibilities for winners, and maybe there's going to be a Jey Uso this year where it comes out of nowhere and we get a winner that we just did not see coming going in. According to betonline.ag, the top odds, the favorites, if you will, for the Royal Rumble this year are very interesting because I think some of the top five aren't even going to be in this match. You have Royal Rumble favorite Roman Reigns at plus 150. He is the favorite to win. You have Gunther as the second favorite to win. Although he is going to be wrestling AJ Styles on the show, I honestly think this is what keeps him out of the Rumble. I don't really expect Gunther to be in the men's Royal Rumble match, although it would make sense that he would be. He probably should be. He deserves it. It could be the way he gets back on track for the world title. But I almost wonder if they're doing this AJ Gunther match for a couple of reasons, obviously, most to do with AJ Styles. But for Gunther, to get him out of the Royal Rumble match while still keeping him on this show. Braun Breaker is your third favorite at plus 200. And then Sami Zayn, another guy I don't expect to be in the Royal Rumble match. I do not expect Sami Zayn to be in this Rumble match because he has the world title shot against Drew McIntyre on this very show. And then rounding out, you have Cody Rhodes, and next you have LA Knight. LA Knight, actually a guy that I could see being up there with the favorites. Now, that would be the Jey Uso pick this year, where it comes out of nowhere, and then really are you going to have him in a main event match at WrestleMania when you have guys like Cody Rhodes, the possibility of Seth Rollins? What are CM Punk and Drew McIntyre going to defend their titles against? Is LA Knight one of those guys? So I would actually go into this match thinking that Roman Reigns is my favorite to win as well, but I don't know what that means for him. I don't know if that means he goes to CM Punk, or if they possibly do Cody Rhodes versus Roman again, and maybe Cody Rhodes gets the belt back from Drew, or do you do Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre on that show? Because that would be a fresh match over the last couple of years. I know they've wrestled for the title on pay-per-view before, but this would, it almost seems fresh at this point with how Drew McIntyre has been focused on Cody Rhodes over the last, 6 months, and how Roman Reigns has gone away. We also have Brock Lesnar coming back. I mean, Brock Lesnar is one of those who's not, potentially a favorite at this moment, but gosh, I mean, you want to put Brock Lesnar in the main event against CM Punk. You want to put Brock Lesnar in a rematch against Drew McIntyre. Maybe you have a multi-man match that Roman Reigns is involved with. The fact that Brock Lesnar is not one of the favorites right now is actually a little bit surprising to me. Over on the women's Royal Rumble side, I think the favorites are right here. Pretty much my favorites as well. Liv Morgan is the favorite to win at minus 125, like a heavy favorite. Bianca Belair at plus 150, and then Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley to me seems fully entrenched in this tag title situation right now. I don't see her getting a one-on-one shot at WrestleMania. Maybe a returning Tiff Stratton, possibly Becky Lynch, although I think her match is AJ Lee at WrestleMania, so I don't see Becky Lynch winning this one. To me, it comes down between Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair. Those are your two most likely to go ahead and win this match. And I'll go ahead and say that Bianca Belair is my pick. It's a little weird right now that Liv Morgan would be right up there, potentially going for a WrestleMania title shot when you still have Raquel Rodriguez in her program right now with Stephanie Vaquer. So I would go ahead and say that Bianca Belair is my favorite to win the Women's Royal Rumble match. And then, of course, you have Gunther and AJ Styles. A lot of speculation going on. AJ Styles just applied for some trademarks, renewed trademarks on his logo, on his name. Could this be, obviously planning for a potential exit from WWE, but is that exit coming very, very soon? Is his contract up at the end of this month from when he signed back in 2016? Is his contract up and he might be on the way out? Maybe wrestling other places for maybe a little bit better schedule, maybe not so much on the road every week. Who knows what could possibly happen? We have AJ Styles and Gunther. I'm going to go ahead and say that Gunther wins this match. It's a weird situation. It could go either way. But yeah, I will go with Gunther on this one. And I think we might actually see the end of AJ Styles in WWE. Maybe he shows somewhere else. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he goes in the WWE Hall of Fame. Maybe he sticks around. Or could he be back working months at a time for whatever company he wants? Really, the future is up to AJ himself. And if this is the way he wants to go out, then, hey, you better be watching on Saturday because it may very well be the end of the road. And then, of course, we have Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn. It would be a really cool story if Sami won. And then, honestly, if he wins, it throws all different types of issues out there at the Royal Rumble. Because if Sami Zayn wins, I could see a Roman Reigns winning and possibly going up against Sami, and we continue that old bloodline story. And see Cody Rhodes. We have a babyface versus babyface. Or we can get one of those off-the-wall names, whether it's an LA Knight, whether it's a Bill Goldberg, or just someone that we're not thinking about right now. What if Randy Orton comes up and wins this match, and all of a sudden Randy Orton and Sami Zayn? I don't know if that's necessarily a WrestleMania main event, if you're trying to get those last-minute ticket sales for Las Vegas. But yeah, Drew McIntyre, I don't see going into WrestleMania as the world champion either. So there's a lot of different ways they can go about this. We've talked about this before. We have all February and all March, and then a couple weeks in April with an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view in between. There's a lot of stuff that could happen between now and WrestleMania. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania is 3 months apart these days. No more end of January, early March for WrestleManias where you don't have that separation. So a lot can still happen wherever you are watching the Royal Rumble, whatever time you're watching it on, whether you're watching it on Netflix internationally or ESPN Unlimited. I have to watch it on Netflix via VPN because I don't have ESPN Unlimited. Even though I'm a YouTube TV subscriber, I would like them to get that fixed. But hey, enjoy Royal Rumble Saturday. We'll see you next week on Shake Them Ropes. Thank you.
Let's do the old Letterman intro. Hey, kids, do you like professional wrestling? We like professional wrestling, too. It says Shake Them Ropes. You just heard Rob McCarran's audio. He is convalescing from his minor hernia surgery. Told it went well. Should be back next week. I am joined, because I never get to plug the show on the show anymore, by my Dynamite Show host. I am the co-host there. I'll be hosting him here in my house, Mi Casa, Su Casa. Paul Fontaine also does audio over on Wrestling Observer for UFC and various other things. Hello, Paul.
Hey, Jeff. So they don't let you plug the Dynamite Show on this show?
It's not that. It's like we used to get our plugs in, and then like
Oh,
Rob, the
okay.
way Rob runs the show, it's always he always does some kind of like semi-trolling thing where he gives
Gotcha.
like a
Okay. So it's
hard
not like a
cut.
directive from on
No,
high. Don't
no, no, no. It's
fight
not a
game.
direct. No, it's
Okay.
not. Paul, you have the privilege of being the only person in my generation that I do a show with now. So I'm gonna bring up this reference.
Rob's not that far off.
Rob's good decade behind me, I think.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was older. Okay.
If I gave you the reference "Free to Be You and Me," would you understand what I'm talking about?
Oh man.
The old Marlo Thomas and Friends album from like
No. Okay. No.
okay.
No. That's and it. I mean, I am in that generation. That's a little out of my wheelhouse. Yeah.
It's for some reason it's been an earworm.
I do know that phrase though. I mean, maybe I knew the phrase, but I didn't know where it came from.
Oh, it was this very, very, very progressive album that came out in the 70s where they were trying to give self-esteem to children. Like there's something from Rosie Greer, who's an old lineman in football. It's like it's okay for boys to cry, and there's Marlo Thomas and Mel Brooks do a skit on it about being babies and stuff like that. It's cute, it's nice. It was one of my favorite albums as a kid.
She was a very sexy older lady when I was growing up, and she's still around.
She's still around. Well, I mean, her father was a big celebrity in like the 50s, and
right, yeah.
She
was that girl, right?
Yeah, yeah, and she's had a lot of plastic surgery.
Yes, yeah, but yeah, like even back then, she was like in her 30s, and and that was like, oh yeah, she was the MILF. She's the original MILF. Yeah.
What are you doing to this show already?
I don't know.
Bringing up MILF. There's somebody writing with kids going, "What's a MILF, Daddy?"
Sorry.
And it's like, oh no.
Oh, they know what a MILF is. Come on.
Oh my God. I'd clip that. It's the most incorrigible week for wrestling commentary, Paul. It's the Saudi Arabia show.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, look, here is my thing with it. If you enjoy the Royal Rumble, watch the Royal Rumble. It's going to be fun. It starts the road to WrestleMania. The people who are criticizing you from iPhones made in China, which AEW tried to get into bed with. Okay, so
and those fans that are there love wrestling. They love WWE, and I mean, and the fact is if you're watching WWE, it's being funded by Saudi Arabia, whether or not you watch the Saudi Arabia shows. That company, a good portion of their profit margin is from these Saudi Arabia shows.
Don't ascribe your morality to corporations because they're going to disappoint you every time, even the ones you like.
Yeah. So I mean, it's they're gonna do their propaganda, and and the women are gonna come out in cat suits, and you know what? If you want to skip the Royal Rumble because the women are in cat suits, fine.
I have no problem if you're skipping it for your own morality reasons. I really don't.
Yeah.
I just don't want you to proselytize that you're somehow a better person for it.
No.
That's all.
And can I be the one to say some of these women look better in the cat suits?
I actually
they're pretty sexy. Some of them.
Well,
like I'm saying, like I don't know if that's the right
I agree with you. I actually think they look more like athletes in the cat suits versus some of the gimmicks that they're doing.
They're aesthetically pleasing, however you want to. Yeah.
Well, that's also true. I think some people get into their gimmick, and then the costuming makes it impossible to take them serious as athletes sometimes.
Okay. Oh, you mean like the regular ones?
Yeah, it's like being an Olympian, it's kind of a thing.
But when you see like, they'll probably be at some point, there'll be 15 of them in the ring at the same time, and they're all in cats. Then you're like, okay,
they'll be in various colors of the cat suits that go with whatever their gear is in real life.
But it's like, okay, this is what we're getting now, and people make the Power Ranger reference, and I mean that's fine. You know what?
I assume this year we're going to go back to the first time we were in Saudi Arabia, because I believe they've signed a Saudi Arabia wrestler.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I heard about that too. So we're going. God bless Mansoor.
He went undefeated for I think it was 8 shows, and then
Now he's working now he's doing CMLL this weekend, I think.
I would assume there's going to be a hard push and an angle of some kind for this guy on this show, and you're just going to have to live with it, guys.
Maybe he's going to win the Rumble.
Oh,
can you imagine?
I thought about that for a moment. I did. Yeah. I went, would they debut a guy on the... No. Yeah.
Maybe next year.
Yes.
Because next year, then WrestleMania's in Saudi, and this dude. Oh my God! Can you imagine?
Big news this week: Tommaso Ciampa signed and debuted on AEW Wrestling last night. Yeah, there was a interview in Sports Illustrated, or SI.com, as we call it, the online version, and they have some good people over there. I've done podcasts, I think, with all of them, because it's Zach Haydorn, Rick Ucchino, and
Justin Barrasso.
SP3. I haven't done one with Barrasso. That's one I've lacked. But he says, it's something I've been leaning towards for quite some time. I don't know that I can say there's one sole factor that led it or caused it. I think it's one of those things when your contract is coming to an end, you naturally have discussions. If I wrestled in the 90s, I'd want to be part of ECW. Early 2000s, you want to be part of Ring of Honor. I was lucky. I got to do that a bit. 2010s, I think, for me at least, I wanted to be part of NXT Black and Gold. And when I looked at the landscape of professional wrestling in the 2020s, the answer was AEW, man. That's what I want to be a part of.
So the one place that he never wanted to be was main roster WWE.
Yeah, and I don't blame him, because it's still the land of giants in many ways. But here's another great, I think this quote is great, because it goes into our discussion last night about it. For a long time, I had to listen to people tell me, not so much directly to my face, but more so online, that 2018 was prime Ciampa. I'm 100 times better now than I was then. That was nothing. That was absolutely nothing. I'm physically better. I'm mentally sharper. My storytelling, my psychology is on a whole different level than it was back then. What people are about to see is going to blow their minds. I'm going to shock the world, because I finally have a shot to find out if I'm as good as I think I
am. Interesting. So he's been told that the sky's the limit. Like, he doesn't have that glass ceiling that he had in WWE.
I guess. I don't ever think you really have a glass ceiling in WWE if you get yourself over. I just don't think he had the chance to, do promos like he used to in Black and Gold.
That's true. You kind of do, though. Like, there's only like a half dozen guys that are ever going to be the top guy.
Yes, he was never going to be world champion.
No, and I assume that he's been told, hey, you know what? If you get over and if, it could happen here. I don't think it can, but, if he thinks it can and if he's motivated, I mean, we've seen what Ricochet has done. And, Ricochet, I mean, we've talked about Ricochet, and he's in the exact same spot on the card as he was in WWE, but he is way more entertaining.
Yes, he's way more interesting in this form.
Yeah, and Trump, I think, will be as well, because he will have the freedom to do the kind of things that he wants to do. And we talked about it last night. The people in AEW, the wrestlers in AEW, they're really good at having great matches, and they're able to get a reaction from the crowd and get the crowd into what they're doing. Ciampa is able to work the crowd into making them feel the way he wants them to feel, which is not the same thing as the Bucks and whoever, FTR going out there and just having a great match. Although FTR is a bad example, because they're pretty good at that too.
I think FTR is pretty good at that. I think.
Yeah, but like you say, Bucks against the Lucha Bros, they're not there anymore. But they're going to go out there. They're going to have a great match. People are going to love it. They're going to go nuts, and that's great. You know what? Their fan base loves that.
You know what? They're going to have the great match, and then you're going to say, yeah, but the psychology, and then the people are going to backtrack and go, no, you don't understand the psychology. And it's like, no. Not on the level that Ciampa works, though. Ciampa knows how to be a villain.
And he also knows how to be a babyface.
Yes.
So whatever his role is, he's going to be able to fill it. If they decide to make him an evil heel, he'll figure it out. If they decide they're going to make him a lovable babyface in the Mark Briscoe vein, he'll do that. That guy is the ultimate utility guy, and that insinuates that he has a ceiling, and maybe in AEW, like I said earlier, he's not going to be the top guy, and he probably won't, but he'll wrestle for the world title at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah. Here's a concern that a friend of ours brought up to me.
Okay.
late last night that we didn't address on the show, and it's an interesting one, and I hadn't thought about it for a bit. Ciampa had neck issues,
That's true. Yeah, I
and a
forgot
lot
about
of
that.
these guys do that style that is a bit tough on the neck. Do you have any concerns about that?
I didn't until you just mentioned it. No, I mean, you know what? And the problem is in WWE, they're fully aware of that and are gonna rein him in. And that probably isn't gonna happen in AEW. You know, they're gonna say, go out there and have your match. And if if he takes Champ, now Ciampa's a smart guy, so maybe he's gonna limit himself. But if he starts to feel it like Danielson did, like Danielson had that same reins on him in WWE. Then he goes to AEW and he's balls to the wall, and a year and a half later he's done.
Yeah,
And
I mean, maybe that. I mean,
and you know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's all he wants.
There's a part of me that thinks some guys want that, and not to
Yeah.
say that he wants to get hurt. No, not necessarily.
No,
but he wants to
just
go
wants
out.
to give everything he's got for however long he can, and then he knows, hey, if I get hurt and I can't wrestle anymore, they're gonna pay me out. They're not gonna cut me.
Right.
Tony, like if his contract, let's say it's 3 years, $350,000 a year. He's getting $1 million for 3 years, and it may be more than that. Because that's what he would have got in WWE. So it probably is a little bit more than that. No matter what happens, if he only wrestles a year, Tony's going to pay him that whole amount. He's not going to cut him. Whereas WWE would have.
No, he's part of that. He's part of that Ring of Honor / PWG crew that he wants to collect all of them.
And that ultimately may be his best value there, especially if they get a TV deal. If they get a TV deal, like he could be like he's the main eventer in ROH for sure. If they want to do that with him.
I don't think ROH gets a TV deal though, do you?
Probably not, but if they do. I mean,
why would you do an ROH? Hold on, but why would you do an ROH TV deal when you can just give them a third AEW show?
Maybe they don't want a third AEW show. I don't know.
True,
I mean, you see what Collision's doing? They did a 0.02 on the weekend.
Oof. No, I did not see that.
Yeah. So, I mean, and ROH can do worse than that.
Right.
But, unless he wants to try and push the streaming part of it. I mean, and if you assign certain guys to that brand that you can only see if you get the ROH Honor Club, I mean, if you get enough guys down there, Ricochet, Bandito, or not Ricochet, but Bandito, Ciampa, like a few other names, and say, okay, the only place you're going to see these guys is Ring of Honor. You might have enough sickos that will pay the $10 a month.
That's true. I didn't think of that. Sad news. Bozilla on her Instagram today announced that she had tore her ACL on January 12th.
Wow.
Yeah, in the first few moments of that Stardom match she was in. This is why you strike when the iron is hot, kids. Everybody go, she can come back. She got over huge in that turn. Yeah, injuries happen, guys. I haven't seen a lot of her. I only saw the parts that were in AEW, admittedly. I haven't seen a lot
I've seen a couple of matches that she had over Mania weekend last year, including one with Megan Bayne. I mean, she's a project. I wouldn't. I mean, she could be on AEW television.
Yeah,
right now, she's decent.
Projects are one of those things where it's like they need years, and maybe this. I'm not saying injuries are good ever, but they can be learning tools at times as she comes back and watches tape as she's rehabbing, and then has to work a different style. Perhaps. I mean, it's one of those things. Maybe. I don't know what she tore it on. It was probably just something routine because that's usually how this goes.
Yeah.
It's never on anything big. It's always like, I took a step down from the apron and my knee buckled, and you're just like, God.
but it does set you back a year. So, she'll be a year older, and the women everywhere, women are improving at a really fast rate as opposed to men, who are already at a pretty high level, in the major companies, I mean. So she may not be as valuable in a year as she is now.
Yeah, that's true. But you can always build back your value.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of those things.
For sure.
Yeah, and especially for...
And I think she's pretty young. I think she's 23, 24.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
And possibly of interest, possibly not of interest, because
22.
things...
Holy shit.
Wow.
Pardon my French.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
plenty of time.
Yeah.
Just might need to wear a brace underneath the gear. That's all.
There you go. Yeah.
Possibly of interest, possibly not of interest, because these things tend to happen around this time. AJ Styles has filed trademarks for the Phenomenal One and the branding surrounding that. The P1 stuff that he used to do.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't take the bait anymore. I just go, okay.
I mean, I'm kind of the same as you, but we just saw this with Ciampa.
Yeah, we did. We know that there's stuff, that he wants to do. I don't know. I mean, we may have just bought the trademarks back from the company. That could be
Is
too.
Is this match that he's having with Gunther? I haven't read the contract. Is it retire from professional wrestling, or
hold
is
on.
it
Do you think I've read the contract?
No, of course not. But maybe you paid closer attention than I did. Is it
Yes.
retire from professional wrestling, or is it retire from WWE?
It's a retirement match.
Okay. Ric Flair had a retirement match.
Yes, I know. Terry Funk had a few of them. Raven had a couple.
Yeah. But I'm talking WWE. Like Ric Flair had a very high profile retirement match. Mick Foley had a retirement match and wrestled 6 weeks later in WWE.
I assume. Well, it says in the wiki. It says if Styles loses, he will be forced to retire from in-ring competition. But I also assume he will be forced to retire from in-ring competition, in parentheses, in the WWE.
Yeah. Now, I've seen speculation that he could lose that match and then go do a run in TNA, which he could still do while under WWE contract.
Why?
But I do believe that whatever contract that he signed, I think the last I'd heard was he had signed a 1-year contract. And I feel like it was about a year ago.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone remembers he debuted at the Royal Rumble. So, whenever he was re-signing deals over the last 10 years, they were probably, right around the Royal Rumble time.
Rob and I talked about this last week, and I can't see him joining AEW necessarily, but I could see him doing a run in New Japan. If he wanted to.
He could do both.
Well, he could do both.
Yeah.
But I think to me, he's going to be fairly loyal. I don't know.
If he leaves WWE, like if that's his decision, if he wants to do that, I could totally see him going to AEW. Because I think he's got friends there. And
yeah,
I mean, put it this way. He is he is basically like Sting was to the generation that come up in the 2000s and 2010s.
The Ring of Honor generation.
He is Sting to that generation. And a lot of the top guys in AEW want to have matches with AJ Styles.
Did you watch Saturday night's main event?
Did I? Of course.
That Nakamura match.
Oh, it was great.
Loved it. And, I loved watching Nakamura in that match too. That's the thing. It's like that dude. I've missed that dude. I really have. It was one of those things where I'm watching this. I'm going, I miss this awesome Shinsuke Nakamura. Where's this been in a while?
You know what take bugs me so much is this take, and everyone's doing it. Oh, WWE has misused Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor because we've seen what they can do. No, the reason why what they're doing is so great is because of what they've done the last 5-6 years, because we haven't seen it. If we saw it every week, it wouldn't be special.
If they were working for a guy, and look, I'm going to take some heat on this one, but I'm going to do it. If they were working for a guy like Tony Khan, who would march them out there every week to do this, no.
Yeah. They'd be broken down, and and the fact is Shinsuke. I mean, not only that, like I'm sure a lot of what's happened with Shinsuke was Shinsuke. Like he came to the U.S. not to have bangers every week.
No,
he came to surf and
make money
and do. Hey, you want me to? Okay, great. Tell me when. I'll be there. Oh, you don't need me? Super. Talk to you when you need me.
He came to see if he could play Carnegie. That's what he came to see,
and he did. And he's had a way better run than anybody probably thought he would.
Yes, because he doesn't
Especially,
speak great
yeah,
English, so he can't do the WWE promo style. But
especially
he's
if you factor in the NXT run.
yeah, but he's overcome that with his aura and his
Hmm.
presentation. It's a lot like Asuka, because
Yeah,
you look at someone like Asuka and you go, that's not somebody WWE really gets behind. And dude, she can do no wrong in that company at this point. Like she's even doing the dumb comedy great.
yeah. And
That's
and Finn Balor, he comes in, he's a 175-pound Irish dude with a nice physique, but you couldn't have thought that he was going to do great in WWE, 12 years ago, whenever he
that
came in.
that
And
video
he's
on
done
Netflix laid
phenomenal.
yeah, that video on Netflix laid it in a bit thick though on the people, especially the people who go, oh, what does he have to learn to work the hard camera? He goes, no, I had to go learn how to work the camera.
Yeah, because he'd never done it. And
Yeah,
and this isn't New Japan where they're shooting it like it's a sporting event. This is
mm-hmm.
WWE where they're shooting it like it's a television show. And
Correct.
you
Yeah.
do need to learn that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he didn't need to be down there for a year and a half, however long he was. But
It's you know what it is? It's like the stage actor going, well, I know how to hit my spots. Why
yeah,
doesn't the camera find me? It's like, no, you need to find the camera, dude.
yeah,
It is a skill set that you need to have, especially because it's so slick in
yeah.
WWE. It's not like the 1980s territories with guys with camcorders on their shoulders, Super 8s taped
And
together.
honestly, that may be why even like a Blake Monroe needed to go there, because
Yes.
in AEW she had the freedom to do things that she doesn't now. So
That's the talking point that gets me. And I did bring this up last night, but it's like, ah, Mariah May, she threw away her career to go to
oh my
NXT. It's
god.
like, no, she's doing fine. And Tony Storm is now doing bad comedy with Orange Cassidy. So let's not go
Yeah.
into how they're two
They
career
they were
paths.
good for each other, and
Yes.
and she'll be fine once she gets the main roster. She'll be
All right,
fine.
let's do a preview then. I don't know who
Okay.
Rob is picking, but we have 4 matches announced for the Royal Rumble. So we'll start with the first 2 singles matches. We'll start with the aforementioned career-threatening match, AJ Styles versus Gunther. Paul Fontaine, ROH historian, revered member of the Figure 4 Empire. Is this it for
No,
AJ Styles?
no, he's winning.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I they're working us. Like
Is is there chicanery involved in how he wins?
well, it depends what you want to call chicanery. I think what's going to happen is they're going to play off that first finish. And so it's going to be maybe Gunther is tapping to try to fake out, but then the ref actually sees it and calls it.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good ending.
Yeah. Or AJ knows what's going on and doesn't give up the hold, and then Gunther has to go to maybe he goes to the ropes to break it, and then the ref gets in the way to try to break it, and then maybe AJ hits him with a low blow and and rolls him up or something. Like something like that, where like Gunther's like trying to play, Gunther's too smart for his own good, like something like that. I don't think he's losing. I really don't.
They are laying this on thick. I don't know if you saw the
Yeah,
video of CM Punk and AJ Styles after Raw went off the air.
I did not.
But man, it's been great. If this is it for your career and you don't beat Gunther,
Yeah.
I mean, they are laying it on so thick in social media. It makes me think that they're not going to do it. I think they might. I think
Okay.
they might. I think this might be it. But I love your ending. I love the thought of Goldberg possibly saving AJ Styles from doing it. I have a problem, I think, in my logic, in that I think that Gunther is dead set on retiring a bunch of people this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I think Brock
But
is on that
Brock,
list.
yeah, Brock at
I think,
SummerSlam probably.
yeah, I think others may be on that list as well.
Ray.
And so I could see them, yeah, well, if he can come back this year.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
one of those things.
the latest injury's not that serious, is it?
Yeah, well, these things are weird at this age.
And when you're like our age,
Yeah,
which
it's
he
one of
is
those.
pretty close.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm watching this and going, would they give up a Gunther loss to do this? And I can't get there. I could see them looking at AJ and going, all right, man, you've had a good run. It's time. I like your ending. I think you're correct.
But I like that we don't know.
Yeah.
I do like that. This thing with Unreal, I mean, it just opens it up to like you can't believe anything anymore. Like,
I think that's all B-roll BS, to be honest with you. I don't think any of that is real. I think they just feed that.
But that's what I mean. Like anytime something like the Shinsuke Nakamura tweet, like any kind of interview that's given, like, and it makes it seem like, oh, this is a clue. No, it's just another storyline for Unreal.
Right.
In my, or it could be. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean it is, but it could be. And it's just like Unreal is just a new form of working people.
That's true. Yeah. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with being worked.
No, not at all.
I enjoy it, to be honest.
I love being worked. I love the fact that I had no idea Ciampa was going to be there last night, Drew
McIntyre versus Sami Zayn in a singles match for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Yeah, I've been calling Sami to win since when they initially made when they said, okay, we're going to do a 4-way, and then it's, we're going to do 4 qualifying matches. We're going to do 4-way in Montreal. Winner gets Drew at the Rumble. It just seemed like a perfect setup for Sami to finally win the world title and finally beat Drew McIntyre. And they've been pushing so hard that he's never beaten Drew McIntyre. I think he's gonna. I
think this will all depend on where this match is on the card. If this is the last match, yes, he's winning it.
I don't think it will be.
I have seen speculation that he loses here, he wins the Rumble next year, and then he wins it in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I think that's way too long of a chance.
The problem, because he could get hurt between now and then.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, is that you could get injured, you could have things happen to you. I think he gets a win here, pops that crowd, and loses it in the Elimination Chamber.
That's exactly what I think. Like, I don't think he has it at WrestleMania, but I think, if he wins, it's a Rey Mysterio run, or
it
maybe
feels like that. It feels like the happy moment. It feels like something to tweak the cynical people that, they just did that to get good graces of Saudi Arabia. Or yes, they want to go home happy too. So,
they want to get 100 million a show for their next contract with Saudi.
Get paid. Yeah, so I am going to be with you here. I thought we might be digressing on this, but Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn, I have Sami Zayn winning this.
The flip side, the argument against it is, Drew just won the title. He's doing a really good job with the belt. He's a really good champion. So if they do decide to keep the belt on Drew, I understand that. I just wouldn't do it.
I also think this is ripe with Cody, Randy, Jacob Fatu, Drew, and Drew can use this as this I'm the truth teller and people are screwing me again type of promo that he does. You get all 6 of those in the thing, one of them wins, and you end up having like a 3-way at Mania or something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so that's I agree. We're in agreement there.
Okay, cool. The Women's Royal Rumble. So how we're gonna do this are unannounced people that you think are going to be in there, NXT people you think will be in there, and who wins. So how about we do this? Currently announced: Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, Asuka, Chelsea Green, Jordan Gray, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Julia, Maxine Dupree, and Becky Lynch. Currently announced. So who do you have for people who have not been announced that are going to show up for this?
I think AJ Lee for sure is going to be in it. I saw speculation Lola Vice. That makes sense. And that would be I guess that would be for the next one for NXT's. Michelle McCool's always a decent bet. I don't think you said Natty's name, so I don't see any reason why she wouldn't be in there.
Right. She wouldn't be much of a surprise though. So
yeah. So you're talking okay, and so the one that I picked on when we did the takedown on Fight Game Media with Garrett Gonzalez, I did predict Britt Baker, so I'll say it here. I don't, I don't know how likely that is, but I just since I said it on takedown,
I think there's zero chance of this.
Okay,
I think
the reasoning we talked about it last night. I think Maybe it was off air, but
You don't debut a woman in Saudi Arabia.
well, not just that. It's like they're not going to know who she is.
That too.
Yeah, like you
exactly.
could bring in a Trish or a Lita or somebody like, somebody famous. They'll know who that is and they'll probably pop.
Yeah, I think any of the big names that weren't on NXT Tuesday will be in this. In that, I think it's going to be. I think Lola Vice is a good call. I think JC Jane is a good call. I think Kaylani Jordan is a good call, and I think.
Oh yeah, I predicted her as well on TikTok.
And Ruka will be in this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and it will drive the split with her tag partner
Zarya. Yeah. Was she on NXT? I can't remember.
Zarya was on NXT. She beat the 35-year-old Thea Hale.
Oh yeah.
We were talking. We were talking about that last night. Did Thea Hale look 10 years older than she usually does last night? I went, yeah.
20 maybe.
It's weird because Thea Hale was originally on the advertising in Saudi Arabia with Lola Vice.
Well, I mean, it's not like she couldn't have gotten from other Florida to Saudi.
Other surprises. I think the Iconics show up.
Oh God, I hope not.
Just to do a comedy bit with Kathy Kelly backstage.
Chelsea Green wasn't on your list, I don't think.
She was. She was.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's gonna be a big part of the Rumble. Like, I'm not saying she's gonna win or anything, but she's gonna have some memorable moments. I'll just say that.
Is there a TNA person that could be in this? Tessa Blanchard. No.
Was Jordan Grace wasn't? Was
Jordan
she
Grace? Jordan Grace is announced.
Oh, okay.
From SmackDown.
TNA, I don't know. Like,
how about Paige?
Possible. I mean, it's always possible. That's a name that the Saudis would recognize, I think. So, that's definitely one you could do.
Yeah.
I keep going back to this TNA. I'm trying to think. Like, you know what? The only one, like, if I'm booking, the only one I'd want is Dani Luna, but I don't see her getting, like, she get less than zero reaction. But she's like somebody I'd be interested in if I was WWE, and Maggie Grace, but there's no way she's going to be there.
Winners,
Bianca is a surprise.
Bianca's going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out who wins the men's Rumble because it's always one SmackDown, one Raw, and where is it coming from? I think Bianca wins this.
I do as well. I have her at number 30 and winning.
Okay, I have her at 27 because that's usually the one.
I think that's the most popular winning spot.
Yeah.
And I also predicted, and you didn't ask this question, but the final four, I've got Rio, like Rhea and Io.
Okay.
And,
I was like, Rio.
They call themselves Rio. I think it's hilarious. Those two, Bianca and Liv, as the final four.
Okay, yeah. Liv was who I was pondering when I thought it might be a Raw woman. And
and she could totally win. Like, she easily could win. But I do have Bianca.
I think AJ Lee eliminates Becky to set up their thing for Mania.
Absolutely.
And I think Lash Legend eliminates a bunch of people. I think she's good.
I had predicted that on Takedown as well. So we're on the same page there.
So we're on the same page.
And I think Nia Jax gets eliminated by somebody that shouldn't be eliminating her. Whether that's like a Chelsea Green.
I think it's Lash Legend.
Could be. Or like a B-Fab. Like,
B-Fab. That's a good call. That's a very good call.
Yeah. So I wish Jade was in this. She won't be, obviously. But because she's the champion. But that would be the one for B-Fab to eliminate.
Okay.
But because Jade and Bianca, like, to me, that's a WrestleMania match right there. Like, a big WrestleMania match.
Going over to the men in order from who got announced: Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Penta, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, Javon Evans, Oba Femi, Randy Orton, and on the Pat McAfee show, Brock Lesnar announced he was well, see, it's weird because Randy Orton announced on Get Up, Brock Lesnar announced on Pat McAfee. Look, the ESPN partnership is strong. I just don't see the
Lyra and Bailey announced on Main Event.
That's on brand, unfortunately,
Yeah.
as much as I love Aunt
Yeah.
Pam and her wacky bird
Yeah.
friend. All right, so same deal.
Okay.
I'll start something here. I don't think anybody from NXT is in here because Javon and Oba have been brought up. And also you're gonna have Trick probably in here somewhere. So I don't think they need them.
No, and there's no names in NXT right now that are big enough that would get any kind of reaction. Ricky Starks is probably the biggest name left down there, and
Yeah,
I
but he was
can't
on
see that.
NXT Tuesday. I don't see anybody
Yeah.
who was on NXT Tuesday flying out there with the possible exception of Joe Hendry. And yeah.
Yeah, Joe Hendry's a good, like, Joe Hendry, you kind of almost think has to be in it, but maybe not.
I think the
Um,
obvious most eliminations is going to be Oba Femi. I think we both agree
yeah.
on that.
I mean, okay, and we didn't talk surprises. Like,
We need to
I mean,
talk surprises. Rob has Goldberg appearing in this thing.
yeah,
I'm almost
you
positive of it.
mentioned that. Really, eh? Okay. I mean, Jericho.
Jericho, I have. Yeah, that's a good one.
Jericho. So I saw that Mr. Iguana is rumored to be going, and
That's a good call.
Yeah, I think that he is going to be there, and he's going to be announced, and he isn't going to be in the match because I think Finn Balor is going to attack him on the way to the ring and take his spot. Because Finn and Mr. Iguana were feuding in AAA.
Yeah, but I think there's a puppet off. I think they're both in the match and they have their puppets.
No, because Finn's not in it.
Oh, that's right, because it doesn't.
That's the storyline. So I think he attacks Mr. Iguana on the way to the ring and takes his spot.
That's a good call.
Why.
That's a good call.
So we'll see. I think maybe. Okay, here's the thing. We talked about, we've mentioned this with the women, and it may be a problem here as well. If this was anywhere but Saudi Arabia, I would think we might be seeing Will Hobbs, but I think they may save that one for Tuesday to debut him and have him interfere in that, or like help Ricky Starks in that NXT
in the ladder match. Yeah. No, that's a good call too.
Yeah, because I don't think he would have much impact debuting at the Royal Rumble. You've already got Oba Femi, and honestly, I think Will Hobbs might outshine Oba Femi, and you don't necessarily want that either. So yeah, I don't think we're getting Oba. Wonder who.
Almost.
I said Evil on Takedown. That he would get no reaction either, but it's possible they might want to bring him in.
I think Almost probably shows up here.
That's a good call.
I would not be shocked if the Great Khali showed up.
Really? Okay.
Just to get eliminated by somebody in a power move.
Isn't he like immobile? Like even more than he used to be?
It's an Iron Sheik thing. No.
Okay. Right.
No, but I'm trying to just think there's there are no surprises really left unless they do Attitude Era people. Like, I don't see Undertaker coming in and doing this. I don't see Michaels or Triple H in a video game crossover doing this.
I mean, Kane is always
John Cena's not going to do it.
No, not John Cena. I mean, Kane is. I mean, you could always do it. Like, no? Okay.
Yeah, he has his political career right now. He can't do
it. True. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not advocating for it. I'm just trying to think of who they'd want. There really isn't a ton of spots available.
There was a thing on the internet, and I'll bring this up, that I think it was on Get Up or First Take, where Seth Rollins was on it, and they say that he ruined that he was going to be in it.
Yeah, I heard about that, and yeah, I think there's a good chance we see Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, question: who does he eliminate, and who is he helping? Because there's been that rumor that Austin Theory is a mole for Seth.
Yeah, I've seen that because they were a team back in the Thunderdome era, I think it was. He had the group with him and Buddy Matthews, I think. Or no, it was Shane Thorne.
Braun Breaker is totally eliminating somebody from the Vision. And
I think it's the other way around. I think it's Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul eliminates Braun.
Okay.
I think he laid it on a little thick in that interview
Got it.
segment on Raw. So yeah, I think he eliminates Braun, and that, maybe. And as far as Seth goes, I think he's like, he'll come in and he may eliminate Logan. possibly Bronson. And then
There's
yeah,
a
maybe he's
bunch of guys who could be in this who just don't matter. It's
no like
really weird.
R-Truth and
Carmelo.
do we? Oh, I had Carmelo at number 1 and lasting like all the way like till like number 30, but not being in the final 4. Like
Okay.
I think he's going to be in there a long time.
Who do you have as your final? Okay, let's check. Who do you
final
have as
4? Yeah.
Yes.
So my final 4 would be Roman, Cody, Braun, and I'll say Seth.
Okay, I'm gonna go Cody, Roman. I originally was gonna go Braun and Logan, but I'm gonna go Logan Paul and Oba Femi.
Okay. I think Oba's gonna be in there. Like he's gonna do like the Brock Lesnar where he eliminates a bunch of people and then somehow gets eliminated. Like I don't think he'll be in there at the end, but he could be. I mean,
I think that's possible.
And then who do you have winning, Braun? Who do you have winning, Roman?
I have Roman winning this.
Yeah, I have Roman winning as well. Yeah, Roman and Punk at Mania, I think.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
They set that up at last year's Raw after Mania, so there's no reason not to do it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it feels like the most straight ahead thing. It feels like also there's a Cody heel turn coming.
I agree with that as well. I mean, and it's gonna be like I think if it happens, I think he's using like the Bret Hart playbook, where he's going to be justified in his own mind, and he's still going to have his own fans, but the majority of people will be booing him.
He's going to be the one to screw Sammy out of the title, I think.
That could be.
He's going to go in. He's going to go in as the title holder at Mania against Jacob Fatu, and probably Drew going after him, and maybe Randy in a 4-way. I don't know.
I mean that could happen.
Yeah.
So him being there as the final 4 makes sense. Orton is always a possibility to be there for sure. Braun, or maybe did I have Braun? I can't even remember what I said now. I think I had Braun. No, because I had Braun. I had Braun being eliminated by Logan. So
yeah, that was weird to me. You had him in the final 4, but he was eliminated by.
Did
Logan.
I? Okay, yeah. So that does make sense. Yeah. So I know although you could do the Logan Paul out of the ring, but people forgot he was in there, and then that seems like a Logan Paul thing to do.
I'll do the prop. I'll do this prop bet though. Javon Evans will do whatever Kofi spot you'd think Kofi would do. Yeah. There's a possibility he messes it up.
That could be, yeah. And Sol Ruka probably for the women doing that.
Yes. She's going to take over the Katana Chance thing of doing those types of spots or whatever, but yes.
I think Kalani Jordan tried it one. Am I like making that up in my head?
Year?
Might have been.
You're not.
Yeah.
I don't think, because because I think I remember her doing like a handstand or something to get back.
She could be in that women's rumble too. I don't think she was on the show on.
No, we mentioned her. We mentioned her being possibly in the rumble. That's what I said.
Oh, okay. Did you say Kendall Gray?
No, I don't think Kendall.
I think she might be in there.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah. I think I had her as a surprise.
So that's our rumble preview. We can do some quick hits on either NXT or AEW. We did a whole show on AEW last night, though. If you want to go listen to it there,
well, I will say, like, as far as NXT, I don't know what you thought, but I thought, man, I didn't think that show was very good at all.
I didn't either, but as I told you last night, I did enjoy the Nikita Lyons character turn. It wasn't great, no, but was it interesting? Sure. She's trying something, and I'm kind of like watching, and it's a little bit out of her comfort zone. She's the divine feline. All right, let's see where this goes. I'm cool with this. Did she lose? Yes. To 38-year-old Thea Hale.
The match she had, though, I mean, that was like didn't she wrestle Jada Parker?
No, she wrestled Jada Parker. You're correct.
Yeah, they had a physical match. Like I was surprised, and it was not bad. The funny thing is with Nikita Lyons, everyone's talking about her return. And the funny thing is if you watch NXT really closely, she's on almost every week.
Yeah, she's in the background doing something.
And she's chewing up the scene.
Yes.
Like she is someone, like if there's a segment in the locker room, don't pay attention to the people in the main shot. Look behind them. You're probably going to see Nikita there, and she's going to be doing something hilarious.
It sounds like she's trying to put on a Mid-Atlantic, like William F. Buckley type accent too, which is killing me. And I'm just like, I love this because it's so, like, when I read comic books, it's so B-villain going to like the Kingpin and saying, I could work for you, Kingpin. And it's like, all right, like, go ahead and just get her ass beat.
She's trying to write a theme song for Blake Monroe. It's pretty funny. You know who she reminds me of, and I don't know if you'll get this. I mentioned this to Keela Cash. I don't think it was on air, and she totally got it. Do you remember the show Star?
No.
Oh, okay. It was a spin-off of oh God, I'm blank. Empire.
Okay, I never watched Empire, so.
Oh, okay, well, so it's a spin-off of Empire, and there was this character named Star, and Nikita Lyons is Star, like 100%. It's like she's like a mixed race like person that's trying to get into the music industry, and she's like kind of a mixture of like hip hop, R&B kind of stuff, and
which
and
is
she's got
also
the
what
same
Nikita
kind of look.
Lyons was here in North Hollywood.
Yes.
So yes,
yeah, and she's got the same kind of look. You know, it's same hair. It's not the same body. I will say that. Nikita Lyons' body is very unique. And
she's my new Vader if I can, but I don't think she's gonna be female Vader.
No.
I'll bring something else up from AEW.
Okay.
We kind of went on last night, but it's something that needs to be said. I have missed Andrade El Idolo. This version.
Yeah. This presentation of him.
I love that dude. I mean, in AEW, he number one because it's kind of the anniversary of him going to Darby and saying, "Where's your boss?" for Sting, which is one of the great. Next to that, and him going to Sting and going, "I want to buy your kid." Yeah. it's like I love slick leader Andrade El Idolo, but he's always like he was missing the cool factor when he went back to WWE.
Oh, he's got that in spades
he's
now.
He's got it now, and it's great. And yeah, he's a ladies' man. He's totally stealing Angel Garza's stuff, and he's stealing other people's stuff from
Soberano.
Soberano.
Yeah, Latin Lover.
Look, the best borrow, they don't steal. So it's one
there
of
you
those
go. There you go. Yeah.
things.
And I think this will probably lead to him finding someone, because it was, we talked about it on the show last night. We weren't sure if it was the same woman or not. It definitely was not the same woman.
Okay. So, but he's going to have a valet eventually, I think.
He's going to find one. And someone I saw suggested Carissa Rivera, which I think would be good. Although, I mean, it's a good look. I don't know if she's got the chops to do that role.
You know who would be perfect for this would be Layla Gray if she's rehabbing,
yes,
to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she could do it even without being I mean, Zelina Vega was, I mean, that was such a great tandem. It
was a good tandem. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously she's not available and she's not doing anything right now either.
Well, yeah. Well, the problem was when they started making her work full time instead of just doing the Hurricanrana spot. Which made it
the team with Black is good. It's just, I think they took him off TV because they don't want him in the Rumble.
And the other point I wanted to bring up real quick was I as much as I loved the ending last night of Dynamite, I loved the entire Richard Linklater slacker vibe on there following MJF around. But again, the button on that should have been Brody King.
Yeah, because he's
set up
got
the match next week. Yeah.
Yeah. And he could have been in the car. He could have been in front of the car. Like the MJF says, go, go, go. And the driver's like, no. And then it's like, Brody's right there.
Can't, boss. Why? Yeah. Got a dog in the car.
Yeah. Or just like he's in front of the car and he's like, you're not going to run him over. Something like that. But yeah, he's an afterthought, which, I mean, I guess that kind of tells you he's probably not winning next week.
Let's end this with random randomness of stuff you watched this week. I'll start with mine's quick. I watched the Raven documentary on Amazon. I paid for the rental. These are my favorite kind of documentaries. It's not completist because they couldn't get Stevie, and they mentioned this. They go, Stevie Richards refused to do this, and they couldn't get Heyman.
Oh.
But as a subject, I mean, Heyman's talked about a lot. Raven owns up to being kind of an asshole. And he owns up to kind of being like, I forgot he had gone to college, and that's where he started doing bodybuilding and roids and stuff like that. He was jacked in college. He was bigger than you remember him. The other thing it doesn't mention anything about global. It just kind of starts. It starts with him on the Indies in New Jersey, going to WCW, going to WWE, going to Portland, and then back to back to ECW. But it never does anything about the cartel, which I find GWF a fascinating company to watch in terms of a time capsule of guys who would become big and things that they were trying. I mean, it's really the first company with a heel authority figure in it. Because
I never got to see GWF because that was on ESPN, right?
Right. And it was also the first place I ever saw Sean Waltman as Lightning Kid.
Yeah,
and I had heard
we didn't get ESPN up here, but I read the 1991 Observers just recently, so they cover a lot of that, and then they took over the time slot from AWA. Yeah. So they're talking about and at the time, the TV was some of the best TV that was going. I mean, if you look back now, it doesn't look great, but Dave said like it was, like WCW is in the shitter at that point. They got better in late 91, early 92, they started to get better, but they lost flair and it kind of fell apart for a little while.
I liked their play-by-play team. It was Craig Johnson and Scott
Hudson, right?
Hudson, yes.
Yeah.
And they'd later go to the Center Stage tapings. But
yeah,
the main heel group was called the Cartel, and it was Cactus Jack, Scotty the Body Anthony, Rip Rogers, and Muckin Singh, a.k.a. Norman, a.k.a.
Yeah.
And they were funded by the owner, Max Andrews.
Okay.
to take out baby faces and stuff like that.
I remember Muckin Singh from Stampede as part of Karachi Vice.
Right. He brought back that character for this.
Yeah. So
it was an interesting crew.
I listened to the interview that Raven did with I think it was Garrett and Dave on Wrestling Observer Radio.
Yes.
And so I was intrigued, and I came away from that interview, and I don't know if you thought the same thing watching the doc, but if he had decided, rather than to get into professional wrestling in college, if he had decided to get into radio, he could have been a Howard Stern. Like this guy is so smart and naturally funny and thoughtful that I think that he could have done something really big in radio.
I think he could have gone into acting. Legit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
if he had gotten some training on it. I mean, you look at him when he's young and he's just jacked and he's attractive and you're like, okay, cool. But then you watch him on like a local commercial and he's terrible. Well,
yeah. So I mean, not everyone has that ability.
Maybe some actual acting training. Maybe he gets his reps in. Maybe he can do something with that.
But his thought process in becoming a professional wrestler was just putting everything he had into it and making the most of the whatever abilities and physical gifts that he'd been given, which wasn't much, but he made the best of it. I think the way he put it was like, I'm this like skinny Jewish kid who is a little funny. Yeah. And we'll see what we can do with that.
Yeah.
And
he would have gone into comedy if he could have too. I think,
yeah. Well, yeah. Comedy. I mean, and he probably would have done really well there too. So
what have you watched this week?
I watch a lot.
I watched. That's why I asked.
yeah. I watched a couple GCW shows. Not a lot of note on there, but I had some time yesterday. So the shows they did on the weekend of January 17th and 18th. And the guys that made an impression on me there was KJ Orso, who is the former Fuego del Sol. He's doing some really good stuff there. And Gringo Loco wrestled a couple matches, and I thought did a really good job. Jordan Oliver, who just got signed with AEW, and I guess he had just signed at the time he did this, so the fans were chanting, "You deserve it," and he did a go away promo. So that was kind of cool. And then this guy Thomas Shire that we talked about off air, who reminds me of Terry Gordy, both in his look and his working style. He's obviously not as good as Terry Gordy.
Kind of a giant brawling type with a little bit of flab on him. Yeah,
a little bit of flab and not much, facially, like clean shaven. He doesn't have the afro, but he's got the long straight hair. He looks like he's a throwback, but and he's a hoss. Like he's just a hoss. So I kind of liked watching him. I'm intrigued. If I see he's on a card again, I'll watch that. And I also watched Evolve, and as bad as NXT was, Evolve was so much worse.
Yes.
Evolved. Normally I like the show, but this week it was basically the NWO Nitro, but with people that are green as grass, and it was terrible. So do you remember Mike Sanders?
Above average Mike Sanders. Yeah. I mean, also went into stand-up comedy after his wrestling career.
So I liked Mike Sanders.
I did too.
Do you remember when he was like the commissioner and he was making matches and everything? Okay. So this was Mike Sanders was Ric Flair compared to Cam Hendricks, who God bless Cam Hendricks. Maybe he'll be something someday. He's the Mr. Maxine Dupree. They're a couple. He was so bad on this show, and he was on the mic so much. And at one point, Pete Rosenberg, who is also in the news, we won't talk about why. He says, God bless him, but I've seen more than enough Cam Hendricks to last me a lifetime. And I was thinking the exact same thing. This dude, oh my God. So this show, if you want to see like the absolute worst professional wrestling show you could ever want to see, check out Evolve this week on Tubi. It was a special kind of bad. The main event was a 3-on-1 handicap match between the Evolve champion Jackson Drake against Keanu Carver, Harley Riggins, and Jax Presley. And you know who got the win?
I don't care, but tell me.
Just take a guess. Remember,
it had to be Keanu Carver, right?
No. It was Cam Hendricks.
Oh, of course.
Who wasn't even in the match. Yes. He added himself to the match and then took the pin. Like literally in as long as it took me to say that, that's how long it took to happen. This show was so bad.
I hate when they do that kind of stuff.
It was so bad. So yeah, check that out.
On that note, get your plugs in, sir.
I should be on Wrestling Observer Radio this weekend on the F4W online site. If I'm not, it's because schedules didn't interact, but I'm usually there for the UFC coverage and maybe some Royal Rumble thoughts. And then I will be on the Takedown on the Fight Game Media Network next Tuesday with Garrett Gonzalez. We have a free audio feed, and as well you can find us on YouTube. And then of course Jeff and I will be next Wednesday right after Dynamite ends with the Dynamite Show, also on the Fight Game Media YouTube channel and the free audio feed on Thursday morning.
Follow me at Crap Game 13 on X. We'll see you next week.